So here's the thing. I never thought I had a weird relationship with money. Growing up, it wasn't something I stressed about. My parents were upper middle class and I never felt like we were struggling. If I wanted something, we could usually get it. I never saw money as something scarce, or at least I didn't think so. But fast forward to adulthood, and here I am staring at my bank accounts, feeling stuck every time I need to make a decision about spending. Now don't get me wrong, I'm not broke. In fact, I'm doing pretty well on paper. I'm 33, single, no kids, and I work a full-time job that pays me between 85k and 95k a year, depending on how much overtime I put in. On top of that, when I turned 30, I got control of a portion of a trust fund my grandparents left for me. That really bumped up my financial situation. Last year, with all my income, salary, investments, everything, I grossed 169k. Right now, I've got about 118k in cash, spread across different accounts like a money market, a personal brokerage, and a cash management account. On paper, it looks like I should be comfortable, right? But here's where the weird part comes in. I have this real struggle with spending money on anything that's not essential. I'm talking real struggle, like spending 2 hours debating whether I should drop 60 on a gallon of paint. And it's not because I can't afford it. It's more like I'm terrified of what might happen if I do. I don't know if it's a scarcity mindset or something else, but I'm constantly hung up on the idea of what else I could do with that money if I didn't spend it. So why am I like this? I didn't grow up poor. Money wasn't tight, at least not that I remember. But for some reason, I've become almost obsessed with watching my savings grow. Once my cash hit 100k, I became addicted to the feeling of seeing that number go up. And now I struggle to let go of even small amounts. I'm talking, I get a weird sort of high from seeing my savings increase. Like it's a game I'm playing with myself, but it's a game that's also kind of trapping me. And I know this isn't the healthiest mindset. Logically, I understand that money is a tool, not just something to hoard. I know that spending a little now isn't going to ruin me financially. Heck. It's actually the whole point of earning and saving to eventually enjoy some of it. But convincing myself of that, it's harder than I ever imagined. Let me tell you about a recent moment that really hit me. I was standing in the paint aisle of a hardware store, staring at a 60-gallon of paint. I had the money, no doubt about it. But for 2 hours, I stood there, going back and forth in my head about whether it was really okay to buy it. I kept thinking about all the other things I could do with that 60, invest it, save it for some unknown future emergency, or just leave it sitting in my account, making me feel safer. And then I realized I wasn't just thinking about the paint. I was thinking about the opportunity, cost, what I might lose out on by spending that money now. That's when it hit me. I wasn't making decisions based on what I needed or wanted in the moment. I was making them based on some future scenario I couldn't even predict. In my mind, that $60 could turn into $600 if I invested it right, or it could save me from some disaster. But the reality is, there will always be what-ifs in life. At some point, I have to balance the future with the present. I realized that this mindset was holding me back from enjoying my life in the here and now. It was making me more anxious, not more secure. The real lesson I started to learn is that financial freedom isn't just about having money. It's about knowing when and how to use it. So what's the takeaway from all this? Well, if you've ever felt like you're trapped by your own finances, even when you've got money saved, you're not alone. It's not just about the numbers in your bank account. Sometimes the hardest part is shifting your mindset. Money is a tool, not the goal. Yes, saving is important, but so is knowing when it's okay to spend. Here's a little trick I've been working on to ease myself into this mindset. I think of spending as investing in myself. If I buy that paint, I'm not just throwing $60 away. I'm investing in making my living space better, which is something I value. If I treat myself to a nice dinner, I'm investing in an experience that makes me happy. Sure, it's not putting money into my savings account, but it's still valuable in its own way. I'm not saying I've got it all figured out. Far from it. But I'm starting to find a balance. The key, I think, is to stop seeing money as something scarce or dangerous and start seeing it as a resource that can improve my life. both now and in the future. So if you're someone who's been caught up in the mindset of, I have to save every penny, just remember, it's okay to spend a little. You've worked hard for that money. Use it to make your life better, not just your bank account bigger. Balance is the key, and figuring out how to get there is just as important as hitting those savings goals. Thanks for watching. Subscribe Money Island for more new personal finance stories.